So I did not record until now, so I will repeat in brief what I've said. So I have said that in this course, but it's good for you all anyway to have a little summary of what I've said because it was quite a lot and complicated. First, in this course, you will be learning about the Buddha's teachings as it is understood in Myanmar. You will be learning the Burmese understanding of the Buddha's teachings. Sometimes I will add something from Sri Lanka, something from science, some other ideas, but mostly you will be learning Burmese teachings. You will, let me see. What is the curriculum for here? Let's see. Yeah. So you will actually not learn Okata, but actually we can learn Okata. You can learn Okata, so we can get Okata into grade 1. So you will be learning Okata, which is only Burmese. No other country in the world has Okata or anything similar. So you will be learning Okata in Burmese and also in English, even if you are not Burmese. Now, most of you are Burmese, but we will probably have some non-Burmese students after 2 weeks. So anyway, you will be learning Okata in Burmese and in English because it's very rich and very powerful. 3, you will be following the book called 40 Activities. Buddhism for Kids and 40 Activities. So that book is for free now in Kindle, and everyone will need it. There is no way out without this book because you will need to read it as your homework. You will need to read this book as your homework. So you need to have it. Without the book, we cannot move on. So I would like to ask you to get this book. You have 2 weeks to get this book. All right. After 2 weeks, everyone needs to have that book. The Vietnamese students who will probably join us after 2 weeks, they will all come ready with the book. So if you already have the book, even better, you can get the book in print, which is not for free, or you can get the Kindle book on your laptop or on your iPad, which when I saw it the last time, it was for free. So you can read it from your laptop or iPad. But the parents may like to know that if the children receive the printed book, they will like it more. It has some special effect on their enthusiasm to learn. Okay, so that's for the book. Now, what I've said is the last thing that I was saying was regarding chanting and reciting. So in Buddhism, we do not pray. Christians pray, Muslims pray, Hindus pray. In Buddhism, we do not pray. Instead, in Buddhism, we understand what is the condition and what will be the effect. So if the condition is that you have jumped and now you are in the air, then the effect will be that you fall down back to the ground. Such is the reality. If you go into the space and you go, for example, just in the space somewhere, then if you jump, well, then probably you will not fall back down on the ground. Well, because such is the reality. Based on the different conditions, there are effects. Then, if it is true in the physical world, in the world where we have computers and phones and cars and we have light switches so you can turn the switch on and you get light, it works. You do not need to pray to Jesus Christ to get your light bulb shining or to get your vehicle go if you have all the necessary conditions. If it works in the physical world, in Buddhism we believe it works in the spiritual world. Spiritual, the invisible world, the world that is very hard to prove and very hard to repeat. So it's very hard, for scientists today to prove the spiritual world because it's a little more complicated. And in the spiritual world, in Buddhism, we believe that you can make use of power, of the power of the world, just like you use it in the physical world, just like you use it in the car with the light switch, in the same way you use it in the spiritual world. So there is a power of the Buddha, there is a power of Dhamma, of Sangha, even when they are not available. By the very fact that they are virtuous, that they are pure from anger, from greed, from delusion. That purity is the power. And you can use this power to achieve something else. So, for example, you can say, by the power of all the Buddhas, may all of you be happy. You see, there is power of the Buddhas, not exactly them as the humans, but rather of the purity, that they were free from all greed, hatred, anger, and delusion. That power can be used like this light switch is used for getting the light bulb. That power can be used for our health and happiness if you have faith. How is that possible? Because there is inspiration. You are inspired by the virtue, by the purity of the Buddhas. And you, hopefully, also want to become as pure. So, therefore, by this desire to be as pure as the Buddhas, as the Dhamma, as the Sangha, that's Dhamma is the Buddha's teachings, Sangha is the community of monks, are the monks. So by this power of their purity and by the power that you also want to be pure, you can make health, you can make happiness, you can make success in your life. You do not have to pray. And it is not prayer. There is no God, no one in Buddhism who you ask for help, who you ask for support. You can ask gods for support. Yes, we have that in Buddhism. But you never know. Sometimes they help, sometimes they don't help. But the power of the Buddha, the Buddha's teachings, Dhamma, and the community of monks, Sangha, is always available. They are always available like the light switch. If all the conditions are necessary, like in this case, the faith must be necessary. So if all the conditions, physical conditions are necessary, you press the light switch and you get your light bulb shining. In the same way, if you have the faith, then by reciting the fact that the Buddhas achieved the purity, that the Dhamma is leading to purity, and that the Sangha, the monks, are training to achieve purity, then that is the power. And you can then use it for your happiness, health, and success. So as you can see, when you go to a Buddha statue, and when you recite O Kata, O Kata, O Kata, you are not praying. You're not praying. You are reciting the truth. So this is very important for you. And we will be here learning the recitation. We will be here learning the recitation of Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. So we will be paying respect to the Buddha. I will teach you how to pay respect by word and by body. You can do something with your body to pay respect to the Buddha without saying anything. And I will also teach you how to recite O Kata in Burmese and in English. We will be reading the book, 40 Activities, and I will teach you very basic meditation. We will start with meditation on 10 breaths, and then we will gradually expand the meditation time to 20 breaths, 5 minutes, 7 minutes, all the way until 10 minutes of meditation. So this may take us maybe 3 months, 5 months, and then we will meditate every week 10 minutes. But first we will be meditating very short time. And I will teach you how to meditate every day. So the time when we meet together is only encouraging time. You will then have to meditate every day at your home based on the explanations and suggestions that I will provide. Okay, now my introduction. I am Ashin Sarana. I am from the Czech Republic. Does anybody here know where's the Czech Republic? The Czech Republic. It's a country in Europe. We do not speak in English. We do not speak in German. We do not speak in Russian. No, we speak in Czech. And we are very proud of Czech language. It's very different from the other languages, okay? So I'm from the Czech Republic. And when I was about 20 years, I moved to Sri Lanka. In Sri Lanka, I meditated and studied. I followed a university. I got a university degree in Buddhism. I have my university degree in Buddhism from Sri Lanka. I stayed there for 4 years as a novice, as a trainee monk. Not a real monk, a trainee monk. You know, before you become a monk, you need to train. And that training period is called novicehood. So I was a novice for 4 years. Then after successfully finishing university, I moved to Myanmar. And in Myanmar, I stayed for 9 years. There for 5 years, and there I became a monk short after I came to Myanmar. So for 9 years in Myanmar, I was a fully ordained monk. And there I studied for 5 years the monk's rules, the Dhamma, and I meditated, and I was very successful in meditation. Then, after 5 years with my teacher, I moved to teach myself into a different monastery. And I was teacher of the Buddha's teachings and of meditation to people of all of the world for 4 years. Then, during that time, I was visited by people from various countries like the US, Australia, Thailand, Japan, various countries. And I taught them the Dhamma. I taught them the Buddha's teachings and meditation. And also I was invited to various countries around the world. So I visited many, many countries in the world. I visited the US, Australia, Japan, Thailand, Malaysia, Sri Lanka, Singapore, and many other countries. So there I went and I taught them Dhamma, I taught the Buddha's teachings and meditation. After 9 years in Myanmar, I moved to the Czech Republic for about a year, and then from Czech Republic I moved to Vietnam. Now I am in Vietnam. I teach Dhamma, the Buddha's teachings, and meditation here in Vietnam. So that's a little about me. So now I would like to ask you first if you have any question regarding the plan of the studying. And after we finish all questions, then we will move on to introduction if we have some remaining time. So if you have any questions at all regarding the plan about our classes, any worries or any technical difficulties, let me know right now. Okay, it looks good. You may like to ask your parents for the book. Tell your parents that we will need the book, and make sure that your parents say, okay, I will get you the book. If your parents don't say that, you need to try more. All right, but you will need the book to follow this class. All right, you have the book name. The book link is in the chat box. Hopefully everybody can see it. Anyone, if there is anyone who cannot see the book name and the book link, let me know. That's Buddhism for Kids. Is that the book? Let me see. Yes, that's right. Thank you. Some of you already have the book. That's great. Nice. Dustin and Jasmine already have the book. Will you both have access to the book? If you will need to make some schedule so that Dustin and Jasmine can peacefully read on their own. you should not read together at the same time, because one of you may be reading faster, one of you may be reading some of the things again and again. Okay, I see Andrea has it. Kiara has it. Nice. Thank you. Bennett has it. Very good. Okay, Nathan also has it. Very good. Nice. So those who do not have it, please make sure that you will have it. Then in that case, I think we can move on to introduction. So I would like you to tell me first, what is your name? Then how old are you? And where do you live? These three things. Even if your name is here written, I want to hear your name from you. All right? So let's start with the young man now called iPad. It's great if you can actually write your name in the Zoom. Now, one of you here is written as iPad, and I don't know how to call you because I don't know your name. Not Bennett, no. Here we have a young man in, I think, like blue or black t-shirt. Yes, that's right. Can you please tell me your name? Can you hear me? I'm talking to the young man in the blue or black t-shirt. Can you hear me? You have now unmuted, so can you please tell me your name? Can you hear me? I'm not sure whether he can hear me. I will send you a private message, so we are sure. So I'm asking you, what is your name in the chat box in Zoom? Can you see the message? Seems we have some difficulty with communication. So, can you please tell me your name? Can you hear me?ဟုတ်တယ်ဦးစင်မင်းနေတာပဲတကားမှသေးတယ်တကားလေးမသေးဘူးဟုတ်တယ်နာမည်ဘယ်လိုခေါ်လဲလို့မေးတာကိုနာမည်သိလားနာမည်တောင်းမှနေတယ်ပြောရအောင်အခုမသိဘူးလားဘယ်လိုလဲတားတာပြောတယ်ဘုံပြောပြတယ်တားခုပမာနေတာတားပမာနေနယူးယောက်ဆေးလေးကိုနာမည်ပဲပြောပါနာမည်ပဲပြန်တော်တော်အဆင်ပြေသွားပြီနာမည်ဘယ်လိုခေါ်လဲပြောနာမည်တားနာမည် Yeah, page up English. My name is Ian. Nice. You see, you could answer to me. That's a great progress. So, Ian, can you please write your name in your video in your in Zoom? No. Do you know how to do that? I can name you myself. No problem. I would like to ask I don't know if this name is right. Is this the right name? Ian. Ian, is this your name?
Follow by action. Maya, Italian. Follow. Và bài đó bên mẹ là action.
Padala tua. Padala. Ianga padala. Okay, so I think we will continue with the others. So Edward, can you tell us your name? How old are you, and where are you from?
I am 6 years old. I am Edward. I live in Jamaica.
Nice, thank you very much. Very well done. Livia? Livia, can you hear me? Can you see me? So please tell me, what is your name? How old are you? Where are you from? Where do you live?
My name is Olivia. I'm 6 years old. I'm in New York.
In New York. Thank you very much. Valentina?
My name is Valentina, and I live in North Carolina, America right now, but I am originally from Alabama.
Yes. How old are you?
I'm 11.
11. Thank you. Kiara?
My name is Kiara, and I am 8 years old, and I live in New York.
Nice. Thank you. May?
My name is May. I'm 10 years old, and I live in North Carolina.
Nice. Thank you. Nathan?
I am 6 years old, and I live in USA.
And how old are you? Sorry, and what's your name?
Nathan.
Nathan. Nice. Thank you. That's good. That's good. Bennett?
My name is Bennett, and I'm 6 years old, and I live in New York.
Nice. Thank you very much. Evelyn?
My name is Evelyn, and I'm 6 years old, and I live in Jamaica.
Jamaica. Nice. Thank you. Then Dustin?
My name's Dustin. I'm 11 and I live in New York.
Nice. Thank you. Jasmine?
My name is Jasmine, and I'm 6 years old, and I live in New York.
Nice. Thank you. Franklin?
My name is Franklin, and I'm 6 years old. I live in New York, Brooklyn.
Nice. Thank you. So we have here someone called Nikki iPhone. Can you tell us what's your name? How old are you, and where are you from?
My name is Felix.
How old are you?
I'm 8, and I'm from North Carolina.
North Carolina. Felix, do you know how to rename yourself in Zoom?
Oh, shoot, I forgot to tell me.
You forgot it. Can you rename yourself? Do you know how to do that?
No,
Okay.
I forgot.
Okay, so I'll rename you. Nice. Hian. I cannot hear you. You're muted.
My name is Hian. I'm 10 years old and I live in Australia.
Nice. Thank you. Nina.
My name is Nina. I am 8 years old, and I live in Australia.
Nice. Thank you. So as you can see, we have here students from all around the world. And so you will be having friends from all around the world. All right. So that's for our introduction. That's for our class. Now we have the great opportunity for questions and for discussing about the Buddha's teachings. So we still have about 20 minutes, and we can make use of them for excellent things. But before we start to get into some new things, into some teaching and so on, I would like to know what do you already know about the Buddha's teachings, and whether you ever practiced meditation. And if you ever practiced meditation, what kind of meditation did you practice? So 3 things. Do you already know something about the Buddhism? What is it? Did you ever meditate? And what kind of practice did you follow? Do you think you can remember that? Let's start with Edward. Edward, tell me, did you ever learn anything about Buddhism? And if you ever learned something, what was the most interesting thing you ever learned about the Buddhism? Or the most important thing for you?
Well, I did learn something, but I literally forget everything I learned from it because I'm the old student.
But
So
is there, if someone asks you what is Buddhism, what would you tell them?
No idea.
Is there anything at all that you know about Buddhism?
Only that they meditate. That's all I know, that they meditate.
That they meditate. Nice. Is there any person related to Buddhism? Any important person related to Buddhism?
No.
No? You're not aware of any important person important in Buddhism?
I don't even know. Only in this class, this is the only class I know Buddhism people. In any other place, nope, no Buddhism people.
No, I mean like in the past. No, not today. In the past. Was there any important person in the past in Buddhism?
Then no, definitely no.
No.
Because I can't even remember my past life.
Anyone here has an idea about an important person in Buddhism? Yes, Nathan?
I learned about nature.
Yeah, but that's not a human, right? We want to know about a human person. Hien?
The Buddha?
That's right, the Buddha. Edward, you never heard about the Buddha?
I was trying to think something, and yes, I did hear that.
You did hear about Buddha. So you see, so if somebody asks you about Buddhism, now you have 2 things you can tell them. Buddhism is about meditation and the Buddha. You see? Now you know how to answer. So Edward, did you ever meditate in the past?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And what kind of practice did you follow? How did you meditate?
Basically, I literally just did it for a certain amount of minutes, but I didn't even know what time it was.
What did you do during the meditation practice?
Breathe. Breathe.
I just took deep breaths
Deep breaths.
until
Yeah, just tell him. That's what.
I literally just took deep breaths until it was over.
I see. Edward, actually you did meditate with me, right? What kind of practice did I teach you?
I don't know any
No,
name of
breathe
it.
in. No, you know. Breathe in.
Mm-hmm. You are practicing breathing and breathe out. Is that right? Is that correct?
Yes.
So next time, if someone asks you, did you ever meditate? What will be your answer?
Yes.
And if they ask you, what kind of practice did you follow? What will be your answer? That's right. Breathing in, breathe out. Thank you very much. Livia, tell us, did you ever learn something about Buddhism, and what did you learn?
Um,
Livia, did you ever learn anything about Buddhism, or you never learned anything at all about Buddhism ever?
no.
Okay, okay, that's possible.
I
I'm
learned
counting
how
on
to
it.
Fiyashiku.
Fiashiku, okay, but does Livia remember that? Livia, do you remember that you learned Fiashiku?
Yeah, I remember.
You see, so that's what you learned about Buddhism. Fiashiku is Buddhist practice. So if somebody asks you what did you learn about Buddhism, you can say, I learned Fiashiku. All right, so that's what you answer. You don't say no. That's not correct. All right, did you ever meditate, Livia?
Yes.
What did you do during meditation?
Breathe in and breathe out.
Nice, thank you very much. Okay, Valentina, did you ever learn about Buddhism? And if you did, what was the most interesting thing you learned?
I did learn about Buddhism, and the most interesting I learned was probably what you did in your your current life affects your next life and life's forward and on. And I have practiced meditation before, and the meditation that I practiced was observing my muscles.
Perfect, thank you very much. Kiara? So did you ever learn something about Buddhism? If yes, what did you learn?
I learned how to pray when I was like 3.
Okay, like to recite. Did you ever learn anything else?
Yeah. No.
No. Do not say that you learned how to pray. Say you learned how to recite. That's accurate.
Okay.
Did you ever meditate?
No.
All right. So that's what you will learn here. Yes, May?
I learned that in Buddhism, I learned that we don't pray, we recite instead.
Okay, very well. Did you learn anything
And
else?
Yes.
For example?
Prince Siddhartha, he got married with Princess.
Do you know her name?
I forgot.
Starts with Y. Ya. Ya. Yas. Yaso. Still not? Still you don't know? Yaso. Who will help me? Who knows?
Yasadara.
That's right. You see, you remember that. Okay. And May, did you ever meditate before?
Yes.
And what kind of practice did you follow?
Breathing.
Breathing. Did you ever learn another practice? Some other practice?
Muscles?
Muscles. Any other practice?
No.
Yes, you did. I myself taught you. What about loving kindness?
Yes.
Yes, you learned loving kindness. All right, Nathan, did you ever learn anything about Buddhism? Nathan is still muted.
I breathe in and I breathe out.
Breathing and breathe out. And did you learn something else about Buddhism, like about the Buddha, or about the world, or about how to be a good person? Did you ever learn something like this?
Yeah, sometimes I want to be a good person.
Excuse me? Nathan, excuse me, can you please repeat it?
Sometimes I'm good.
I still did not hear you. Can you please say, come closer to the microphone and speak maybe a little slower?
Sometimes I am good.
So Nathan, what did you want to say?
Sometimes I am kind to people.
Sometimes you're kind, I see. But what did you learn from Buddhism? What did you learn from the Buddha's teachings? Is there something you would like to share with us?
Breathe in and breathe out.
Breathing in, breathe out. Okay, that's fine. Bennett, did you ever learn something from Buddhism, and what was it?
Yeah. I learned that you need to concentrate on your Buddha while you're meditating.
On the Buddha, yes, that's one of the ways how you can meditate. Did you learn anything else?
My I forgot.
You forgot. Okay. Did you ever meditate?
Yeah.
What kind of practice did you follow?
Breathing in and breathing out and
Nice.
Concentrating on your Buddha.
On the Buddha. Nice. Thank you. Dustin?
Dustin, he said.
No, go. Okay. I learned about like U-boat.
You learned about what? Sorry?
U-boat.
Ubo.
It's like on a day you don't eat for your
Oh,
body.
that
You don't
is
eat dinner.
Upo.
U-boat.
Upo. Ubo is a name of a very famous monk in Myanmar. Upo is the name of the day. There are 4 Upo. But here we will not call it Upo. We will call it Uposatha. Uposatha. Because if you tell Upo to anyone who is not Burmese, even if they are Buddhists, they will not understand you. But if you tell them Uposatha, they will know. So it's not Ubo, absolutely not. Upo in Burmese, but Uposatha in the Pali language, in the Buddha's language. The Buddha always called it Uposatha. The Buddha never used the word Upo. All right, that's great. And did you ever meditate before? Dustin, did you ever meditate before?
Sometimes I meditate.
How?
I have what is it?
Nothing.
Yeah, I have a piazza and then I go in front of it. Sometimes I meditate and I recite to the Buddha.
What do you meditate? How do you meditate?
Like oh God, oh God, oh God, die again.
That
Let's
is
see
not
again.
meditation. What do you do when you meditate?
I breathe in and breathe out.
Breathing and breathe out. Nice. Thank you. What about Jasmine?
I also breathe in and breathe out.
Nice. And did you ever learn something about Buddhism?
Actually, cool, right? That's it.
I learned to classical.
Okay, Vyashiko, to recite at the Buddha. Okay. And okay, so you actually already answered everything. Nice. Thank you. Franklin?
I learned about Pure Buddha and meditate a lot, and I sun love, and I am strong. My mom teach me how to be strong and be big, because we are like not babies anymore. We are not kids anymore. We are strong now. We are almost adults.
Franklin, what did you learn about the Buddha? Aha, so you learned how to take refuge in the Buddha. Okay, very well. And did you ever meditate, and how did you meditate? Can you come closer to the camera so that we can hear you better?
Breathe and breathe out.
Yeah, breathing in, breathing out. Okay, right, great, thank you. Hien?
I learned about the Buddha before he was born, when he was like a god.
Great. Did you ever meditate before?
I have meditated on muscles.
Mm-hmm. Anything else?
Mm.
Did you ever follow any other meditation practice?
I used to meditate on breath.
Perfect. Nina? What do you know about Buddhism, and did you ever meditate?
I have meditated. Buddhism is all about being calm, I think, and I sometimes recite.
Okay. What did you learn about Buddhism?
That the Buddha, that the Buddha meditates.
That the Buddha meditated. Okay, fine. What kind of meditation practice did you follow?
I sometimes meditate on breath, and sometimes loving kindness.
Loving kindness. Nice. Thank you. Felix, can you tell us, did you ever learn about Buddhism, and what did you learn? Felix, I'm talking to you. Do you know how to unmute? So Felix, did you ever learn anything about Buddhism? What is it? Not very successful. And did you ever meditate?
Yes.
What kind of meditation practice did you follow?
Breathe out and breathe in.
Did you ever follow some other practice? No, but you followed practice with me, right? I myself taught you meditation practices. What were they? You don't remember, Felix? You don't remember the practice that you followed with me? No? Okay, no problem. We'll repeat that. Ian, or Ian, how should I read your name? Can you tell us what's your name? So, Ian, can you please say, my name is Ian? Can you please say that? Nice. Thank you very much. And can you tell us how old are you?
6.
You're 6. Nice. Thank you. Do you know where do you live?
New York.
You live in New York. You see, you can answer all the questions. Nice. You're very successful. Okay, thank you. So that's pretty good for today. That's all. Thank you very much, Ian. I would like to ask the parents of Ian to always rename the video with the Ian's name. I'm not sure whether my spelling is right, actually. So you can do it by touching the video picture, and then there should be something like rename. So you can then rename the name so that it's correct. All right, so that's all for today. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming. We have new students coming in. So we'll be moving on to grade 2, or I will be moving on to grade 2 together with Valentina and May. Although May may like to join us for the 3rd grade. May, do you know when is 3rd grade time? It is.
No.
May, can you please tell me more? Where are you? You are in South Carolina?
North Carolina.
North Carolina, okay. So then North Carolina will have it Saturday 8 p.m. Now you have Friday 9 p.m., right? Now you have Friday 9 p.m., right? So the 3rd grade is Saturday 8 p.m. So you may like to join us on Saturday 8 p.m. of your time. All right, so thank you everyone for coming. When I would like to ask all parents and all of the students for the next class to prepare your video in such a way that you are fully visible in the video, including your legs, hands, and face. Valentina, can you show everybody how it should look like?
There is Valentina.
I think you need to tell it even a little more. Yes. Still not enough. Not enough. That's not enough. If I cannot see you complete, then that's not enough. I need to be able to see all of the body, including the face. Valentina is pretty good. You see her head is a little cut, but we are fine with that. We need to see at least the eyes. All right. So I would like all parents to adjust their cameras for their children so that their children's legs, hands, and face are very clear, visible in the camera. Because when I teach meditation, I need to make sure that the posture, that the way of sitting is right. Everybody here, make sure that you make the adjustment, maybe come a little bit earlier, check your video. You need to make that done. Even if everybody has it prepared, but one person has not it prepared, everybody will be waiting for the person who does not have it prepared. So please, everybody, please have it prepared so that we do not need to spend all of the hour waiting for someone to adjust their camera. I'm very strict about that. It's extremely important. Your children will be getting habit to meditate, and they will be learning a habit how to sit in meditation. And I need to make sure that the habit is right. We don't want them to get some bad habits, right? So that's why I'm very strict about the posture. All the meditators, the preteens, teens, and adults, all of them need to have visible their body in the camera so that I can see what is the way they're sitting, how they're sitting. And during the meditation, I need to make sure that they're not moving, and if they're moving, to provide additional support. I need to make sure that their back is erect, that their legs are at the right way, that they do not make certain movements that are not suitable or that are not healthy. So it's extremely important that all of you very carefully prepare your camera and you nicely sit in the camera, nicely are visible in the camera. And you can start right that. You can come into the meeting right in that posture so that we can start by meditation. Nice. Thank you, everyone. It was a pleasure to see you. when I'm leaving or when you're leaving, because I will be staying in this meeting for the next students who are still waiting. So when we are finishing, it's good if you all can unmute and say, and put your hands together like this and say, "Goodbye, Venerable Sir." So I would like to ask everyone to unmute. May, Kiara, Valentina, Bennett, Evelyn, Dustin, Olivia, Ian. Ian can unmute also.
Bye-bye.
Ian can unmute. Yes. So now you can keep your hands together at the chest and you can say, "Goodbye,
Yeah.
Venerable Sir."
Goodbye, Venerable Sir.
Nice.
Goodbye,
Thank you very much. So that's it. That's all. And now you can leave. This is the end of this of the class, and I hope to see you next week.